Welcome, 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 everybody. Welcome to a wonderful world of inspiration. It's a brand new book club. It's an endeavor to read something inspirational and sleep in time with some new thoughts. And the idea would be that we would read for 20 minutes and then 10 minutes we would meditate, and thereafter we'll close our session. So I would request everyone that today is day one. If you guided to, then you can open your cameras. If you aren't, there's absolutely no need. From tomorrow, even I would be on incognito mode because I believe that it's just about hearing. So it's like a playlist. If somebody wants to read the book, they can see the screen. Otherwise, you can just put your mobiles or your laptops on your bedside, listen to it, and retire if you sleep early. I'm the type who sleeps at 9:30, so it works for me very well. You see what works for you. Initially, till the longest of time, I used to have 2 hours of no digital time before I would sleep. But I was just guided to read this book with all of you all because I tend to read books in seclusion, but I thought it was good to read together. So the idea came up and this series has begun. I'm hoping for it to be a long-term series, not a short-term series. So today the cameras would be on. I would also guide you all towards a lotus of gratitude, which my teacher Nitya Shanti is my spiritual guru, who's taught me. So we would be practicing that by the end of our day to have a wonderful beginning. And for those of you who know me, I'm Prachi Agarwal. This is my ISR, individual social responsibility. I feel to help people who are similar. We grow together, we learn together. So that's what I've been doing. I began this journey of book reading in 2020 on 5th September. So it's been 3 years, not too long ago, but I love this world. And this is an open platform. Anybody can join whenever. It's not something that you have to do every day. When the session is over at 9:30, I'm going to be uploading the session next morning. So you would get the recording on the group and it will be uploaded on YouTube for public viewing. So that's what it's all about. And let's start this wonderful day with some beautiful learning. And I'm going to just share the screen with each one of you. All right. So we're going to be sharing a beautiful book, The Slight Edge. Can you all see the screen now? I can see Ritu. Ritu, can you see the screen? Give me a thumbs up if you can. Or you can just, I can see you. So a thumbs up. Can you see the screen? Yes. All right. Lovely. So this book is called The Slight Edge. And it's about turning simple disciplines into massive successes. That's what this book is all about. So I believe even nighttime routine is a simple discipline. And if we are connected, it's going to be wonderful that, all of us like learn together, grow together, and grow together, just evolve together. That's the intention. So what I do is I read the book and then and I keep making people understand. If there's any question, chat box is always open. You can always ask. If you want to be unmuted, you can raise your hand, put in the chat box, what is it that you want to talk about? So that's what it's all about. We're not intending for the session to become long, but any questions are welcome for sure. So whenever we start a book, I feel it's very imperative to read, the acknowledgements, the beginning. So today is all about the beginning. I truly believe in the divine energy of the goddesses. And this is in Navratri time. So I think it's a very good time to have some auspicious beginning. I also believe a lot in Mother Moon. And with Amavas or the new moon, it's time to sow the seeds for new intentions. And that's when this idea came up. So I believe it's a very great timing for me, and I hope it is for you as well. So let's start this beautiful book, The Slight Edge. Praise from readers of The Slight Edge. As an instructor of a management course in a master's program at NYU, I made The Slight Edge required reading. It serves as a foundation for all other course content because I believe the philosophy is key to understanding success. David G. Rosenthal, Advisory Board Member, Member Curriculum Committee, Adjunct Instructor, Chief Executive Officer of Shepherd Communications Group Incorporation. The Slight Edge is the book that makes every other personal development book actually work. This is the real secret. It's by Jess McPherson of LA, CA. The Slight Edge was a single most formative influence on my career, health, and happiness. I have gone back and read it over and over so many times that my copy is in complete tatters. Says read Harriet from Minneapolis, MN. The slight edge freed me from the pressure I'd put on myself for not maintaining the progress I made. For instance, all the years spent trying to lose weight and maintain. It was always a roller coaster, up and down, never any stability. But along came the slight edge. This put everything in perspective. I can go after anything and know that without a doubt I will be successful because of the slight edge, says Jimmy William, Austin TX. A unique view on how small changes or actions done repeatedly can change your personal, family, and business life. An amazing and simple strategy anyone can apply if they're willing. Pierre Ratney, North Myrtle Beach, SC. I'd read self help books before and they did very little for me. So at first, I didn't think this book would really be much different. I was very wrong. This book has given me the power of wanting to have some failure in my life and made me see the point behind the one penny. Before reading this book, I thought being average and unhealthy and overweight was just the way I was meant to live. I was very wrong. This book moved me in ways I never thought I could be. I wish I would have had it when I was 17, says Tyra Snyder, Cannon City's CEO. It has created a sense of calm and peace for us, knowing we are in the slight edge journey to greatness. The slight edge has taught us the principle to be patient with ourselves, to look forward, to look towards improving 1% at a time. It has taught us that positive and negative results don't happen overnight, but are cultivated through simple daily disciplines, says Haas and Teru Kaku, and I am Hills, CA co-author of Member of Mentorship for the 21st Century. The Slight Edge is the best personal development book I have ever read, says Michael Klaus, Seattle, WA. The book is a treasure and I use it in every aspect of my life, business, personal and professional. Personal and fun, says Shanna Shatwell, Creedmoor, NC. The last I'm going to read is the slight edge is the life philosophy that should be taught as soon as children take their first steps. I wish someone had taught me this when I was young, says Jane. So I see with so many people writing such beautiful things, and when I read each one of them, it was very inspirational for me. So we are reading this book because the PDF is there with us. I've shared this on the group as well, so that if you want, you can always read this on your own. I truly believe in life in gratitude. So people who know me know that I'm all about gratitude. So acknowledgements is another form of gratitude, and we must read this. My thanks goes to my mother, who has always believed in me. To Rennie, my wife of 18 years and now friend for life, who has always stood by me, and to our precious daughter, Amber, who's our proudest accomplishment. They have all been my very personal slight edge. A special thanks to Jim Rohn, whose teachings have had a profound impact on me. It's often his wisdom you hear in these words. To John David Mann, my co-author, who brought his craft, passion, literary magic, and good cheer to the project and made our book shine. To John Milton, Fogg, for his insights and his support, and for helping me to get the ball rolling. To Todd Eliasson and Reid Bilbray, who brought this brilliance to this revised edition. To my close friend Stuart Johnson for helping this book, a dream of mine for many years, to finally come to pass. To Amber Olson, who has been the driving force in bringing to light this revised edition. It would not have been possible, it would not have happened without her passion and slight edge. Persistence. She continues to make me proud by living the slight edge in every area of her life. And to all who know they have greatness deep inside them, and that it's just a slight edge away. A special thanks to those already living the slight edge philosophy, many of whose stories you will read in this book. They are the inspiration for this revised edition and are living proof of the power of the slight edge. I can't tell you how wonderful this book is. It's truly a slight edge which all of us are going to be going through. And one of my very wonderful mentors, Dheeraj, he introduced me to this book, and I can't wait to unfold it with each one of you. Introduction, the missing ingredient. The show shine woman. I arrived at the Phoenix airport at about 6:30 in the morning. Having time before my plane left, I looked around to see if there was a place where I could get my shoes shined. There was hardly anybody in the airport at that time of the morning. I strolled around. Before long, I found a shoe shine stand. It was open. A woman in her mid to late 40s sat in one of the customer chairs, absorbed in a paperback book. She was dressed in black stretch pants, a black apron, and a white shirt. She seemed like a nice and solid person. I walked over to her stand. The woman greeted me warmly. She was friendly, happy, not always an easy way to be before the sun comes up, I thought. She got up. She set down her book, first carefully folding over the corner of the page she'd been reading, then took up the tools of her trade and pleasantly ushered me into the chair. Her stand was located right next to a service door through which a constant stream of maintenance men and janitors came and went. Got to be at work at 7, I guessed. And as they passed by a shoe shine stand, every one of these men stopped and exchanged greetings with the woman. She knew all of them by name, and they knew hers too. It was clear they were all friends. She went to work on my shoes, and we started talking. Her daughter, she told me, she had just won a cheerleading contest. Boy, was she proud of her. The girl was hoping to go to a cheerleading camp in Dallas. Telling you the truth, she confided, her voice dropping a bit. I don't know how in the world I'm going to find the money to buy her the uniform and plane tickets, let alone the camp tuition. In just the few minutes that I sat with this woman, I learned a great deal about her life and about her. She loved her family and, for that matter, liked people in general. She made friends easily and was a natural born communicator. It was also clear that she enjoyed her work. And it's a good thing she does, I thought, because she'd been there shining shoes in the same spot for more than 5 years. I couldn't help but wonder what this woman's life would be like if she had taken a different path 5 years earlier. She was well spoken, carried herself well, and was friendly and affable. Different clothes and a little attention to her hair, she could easily pass for a successful business person. Just look at that amazing confidence, right? You're shining shoes, but you're so presentable. You're so presentable that you look like a successful business person. You could pass as that. And that she's so amazingly connected. Something to learn, right? Now, what's a missing ingredient? Let's understand that. I noticed the book she'd been reading. It was a popular novel, something to pass the time to survive the stretches of occupational boredom by living vicariously in someone else's imagined romance. There was a little heap of them sitting dog eared by the wall. What if instead of spending 10 or 15 minutes here and there, tucked in between customers, sinking into the pages of those forgettable novels, she had spent the last 5 years reading books that were genuinely life changing? What if that little stack of books included Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, or David Back's Smart Women Finish Rich? Where would she be today? The Shushan woman was a hard worker, good with people. She knew how to read and clearly enjoyed doing so. She was a superb communicator. She obviously had the talent, personality, and basic life skills to accomplish a lot more than just living off tips from shining the shoes of people who could afford to buy their kids' new uniform and tickets to Dallas. But she was spending her life building other people's dream, not her own. Your income tends to equal the average income of your 5 best friends, amused. Does anyone know about this fact? This is a very known principle. हमारे जो आसपास 5 फ्रेंड्स रहते हैं उनका जो भी एवरेज इनकम बनता है that is what we tend to earn. Go back, think about it, and you'll realize that you are on that if they're genuinely your closest best friends. I'm used. What if she had spent time around with people with significantly higher incomes than her own? What if instead of hanging out only with her colleagues here in the airport, she had cultivated a different group of friends? What if she'd been associating with powerful people, successful people, mentors, movers, shakers, leaders? She could easily have done this. She's a terrific conversationalist. If she had, where would she be today? I'm not making a value judgment on modest incomes or simple occupations. There are people who work the humblest of jobs yet lives rich in relationships and joy, just as there are extremely wealthy people who are also extremely unhappy. And I'm not criticizing popular novels, but it was clear that this woman was struggling. And as we sat there talking, I'd have bet anything that she wanted more out of life. It was clear that she wanted to give her daughter the uniform and the Dallas trip, things she couldn't afford in her life she was living. And it was clear that it was so much more on her mind. She'd confided her worries to a complete stranger within 5 minutes of meeting him. She wanted more. It was plain to see. Why didn't she have it? She's industrious, motivated, smart. She reads, she listens, she's sharp. Where would she be today if she'd set foot on a different path a year ago? 5 years ago, you can bet she wouldn't be shining my shoes. Managing a chain of shoe shine stands is more like it. Would she be having any trouble sending an order to Dallas? I bet she'd been sponsoring the entire team and going with them too. While this woman with the wonderful personality continued shining my shoes, I was watching her in the mind's eye, seeing her on a plane to Texas, surrounded by giggling, excited, happy teenagers, seeing her being successful in so many different ways, in so many areas, making such a difference in her own life and she the lives of so many others. If only what? What was missing? Feelings welled up in me, a mix of frustration and sadness. I felt for a moment as if I were going to cry. And I wondered, why are you so moved by all of this? You've seen this before 100 times. Why are you so affected by this one instance? One reason I knew was that it reminded me of another character I'd observed before. Nice, like the shoeshine woman, a good person, just not succeeding in life. So just look at this entire story. If we're happy where we are, and if you don't have dreams higher enough, if you don't have goals and desires, everybody wants that my children should be in the best of school, should have the best, my partner should have the best, I should have the best life. But there's one slight difference. What was missing here? Can someone tell me in the chat box? Absolutely. The zest was missing. The zeal was missing. The ambition was missing. She was very content where she was. Sometimes contentment like this can just lead you to stagnancy. You would never go up if you're not wanting to up your game. And upping your game doesn't mean that you'll become competitive. It means that you'll be more happy, more passionate in doing what you do best. So play with your own skills. That's lesson number one for today. We read another story, The Beach Bum. And you can keep telling me what your feelings are about this. Yeah, Ritu, you're absolutely right. Comfort zone. She's in a comfort zone. She doesn't want to break out of it. And that's when you become stagnated. So our job, all of us here today are here because we really want to get inspired in life, right? To do something. And what better than to have inspiration just before we sleep? So then what's happening? In the subconscious mind, these thoughts will go on, and some beautiful new creative energy idea will come to us in our dreams. And next morning, if we write it down and we implement it, we work on it, there's going to be a dramatic difference. This is just a thought provoking session that we are kind of reading just to get inspired. If you don't even have to inculcate this in our life, that's all right. Inspiration is also great. The Beach Bum. I was born and raised in Albuquerque, New Mexico. My dad died when I was 11. I remember being handed the flag from his casket. My mom held everything together. She was a great, loving mom. But it was still a rough way to grow up. A fatherless, blonde-headed kid in a Hispanic neighborhood who didn't fit in. I really didn't know what to do with it all. So I turned my energy into mischief and misbehavior. I blamed everything and everyone. In third grade, my teachers informed my mom that I had low IQ. I quickly gained a reputation for mischief and troublemaking. while my mom worked her way through the years. I struggled my way through school. By age 18, it was clear to anyone who knew me that I didn't have much of a future. I begged my way to the University of New Mexico. At college, I built on my previous academic career and succeeded in taking my C average to a D average. I did learn one thing though. I learned that when spring break came, all the students went to Daytona Beach for a week. I thought I could do one better. I quit school and moved there. At Daytona Beach, I pursued my first profession. I became a beach bum. I lifted weights and chased girls. I let my hair grow long and curly. People started calling me Gorgeous George, after the famous wrestler at that time. I got a job at the Orlando Country Club, cutting the grass on the golf course. One day, as I was cutting the greens on the hot Florida sun, I paused to watch the wealthy club members playing golf on the grass I had cut. As I watched them hum to and fro in their zippy golf carts in dapper, fine golf outfits with their classy golf bags filled with expensive golf clubs, I felt a burning question simmer up inside. Why is it that they are over there riding in carts and I'm over here working? I don't get it. Why are they putting and I am cutting? I don't get it. I'm as good as these people are. How do they get to have it 10 times better than me? Are they 10 times better than me? Are they 10 times smarter? Or do they work 10 times harder? This entire italicized section is so beautiful. It's such a beautiful time to reflect that where am I? Where are others? What is the difference? If we start thinking in this line, we will have a breakthrough. If not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then day after. But this reflection time is very imperative for whatever reason, as happens in so many people's life. I found myself staring squarely at a fork in the road, a point I now refer to as a day of disgust. That moment of impact we sometimes hit in our lives when we face our circumstances and make a decision to change. So, we have these eureka moments, no? Like a switch button goes on, like the light goes up. I can be the change. I can do this. It isn't me, I can do it. And that is really a beautiful time. In my spiritual language, we call this spiritual awakening, where a lot is happening, and your spirituality is also beautiful when it comes to goals. It's not that spiritual people don't have goals, right? For those of you who are in this journey, you know very well. I'll take this reading further. In that instant, standing there in the Florida heat, I came to a moment of decision. I suddenly knew that I had it up to here and where I was, what I was, and who I was. Something clicked. The tumblers in the lock fell into place, and I knew that I could never go back to who I'd been only a moment earlier. I knew that for things to change, I had to change. For things to get better, I had to get better. I left the golf course. I loaded my stereo and clothes into my 1964 Dodge Dart, slant six. All my possessions fit easily into the back seat with room for a passenger, and took off for Albuquerque. It took me 6 days just to get to Texas because the car kept overheating. It was the longest trip of my life. I loved both the stories. I'm sure you two got inspired. So now it's time for us to stick to a timeline. And I want to introduce those of you who are not familiar. My teacher taught me a very beautiful meditation for gratitude. It's called the Lotus of Gratitude. So, what he does is there are two things which he can do. You can either close your hands like this to form a bud of a lotus, or make two small lotuses in each of your hands. I prefer to use two small lotuses. You can see what works for you. And for those of you who wish to meditate, you can close your eyes. But what I will be doing is that, each time I say open one petal, your one finger opens. Then second petal, third petal, fourth. If you're using this entire hand, then you open one petal, second petal, third, fourth, like this. Ultimately, you'll have a big lotus here, or you have two small lotuses here. This is the lotus of gratitude that we do. So to everybody, let's just close our eyes. Some of you may be into meditation, some of you may not be. Today is a good time to try it and see if this works for you. It's just a small 5-7 minutes gratitude meditation, not too long. So let's start it. Let's close our eyes and be aware of the wonderful breath that we take in and the wonderful breath that leaves our body through our mouth or the nose. Now, as it's night, to slow down our body, to put it into rest, it's a beautiful idea to take a deep breath in and keep breathing at least to the count of 5 and hold your breath at least to the count of 5. For those of you who are familiar with the box breathing, can go up to 7 or 9 counts and start softly exhaling your breath. Be aware as you exhale. Again, hold the breath outside. And now I'm going to help you count while you take a deep breath in. So you've held the breath outside for 5 seconds. And now I'm going to count and take a deep breath and keep inhaling as if your tummy becomes like a big balloon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll feel the stomach slightly shrinks in your stomach, just shrinks in. And hold the breath again for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Start inhaling again. Count in your own comfortable space. Exhale very gently, very softly. And now, let's scan the beautiful day that just went by. Let's relive what we learned in this beautiful session of inspiration. It is on us humans that we traverse this journey of life. We have challenges and we have breakthroughs. We have happiness and we have sadness. They're all correlated. When you see a coin, one side would be happy, one side would be sad. One day we would be sad, one day we would be happy. That's how life is. Any knock and shock of life only makes us stronger, better. And in any challenge that we go through, any problems that we go through, any dis-ease that we go through in our body, it comes to teach us a lesson. It's on us to reflect, just the way we reflected about the beach bum, about something was missing about that shoe shiner. Similarly, when there are problems, it's important to ask ourselves, what have I learned? Or what has this come to teach me? How am I to grow into a better version of myself? And then just wait to reflect or any thoughts for them to come in and pour down. This is what makes a night a beautiful routine. Just see what we have learned throughout the day. And now, with this beautiful meditation of lotus of gratitude, Pandita Shanti, let's make our little lotuses or a one big lotus bud. And with each petal opening, let's be grateful. Today we can have generic gratitude. From tomorrow, each one of us can do in silence of what was good in our life. As the first petal opens, let's be grateful to our wonderful bodies for making us move, for breathing automatically, for the endocrine system to go on, liver function to go on, for our digestion system to go on without any effort. Our breathing system is automatic. Our pulse is automatic. Our heartbeat is automatic. How wonderful. Thank you, dear body. As second petal opens, let's be grateful for all the gadgets that we have around us which make our life easier. Right now, it could be your laptops, iPads, or your phones. It's also the light that we have in the house with which we are connected and the data frequency that we have. So any connection provider, be grateful to them. Let's be grateful to the wonderful atmosphere that we are right now seated in. There could be things happening around us, but we were able to hear the session. We're able to sit down and meditate. So thank you to our wonderful atmosphere. The fourth petal opens. Let's be grateful to this wonderful author, the Zoom platform, for writing this wonderful book and sharing with us such inspirational ideas. When the fifth petal opens, let's be grateful to our mind for learning, evolving, and being a better mind. If you wish, if you're doing two small lotuses, you can keep your one hand on your palms, your palms facing up on your thighs. You can place it there. And you can start opening the sixth petal or the first petal in your other hand. Let's be so grateful to Mother Earth for nourishing us, nurturing us with the wonderful air that is there, the space, the ether, the water, the fire element in us, and with whatever is happening around us. Thanks to Mother Earth. Let's open the sixth petal, the seventh petal, sorry, and be thankful to the divine cosmic unfolding that is happening. The divine goddesses are at work. The Navratri is on. Mother Moon is at work. It's time to manifest. Father Universe is there to bless us. We all know that life has our back. When we open the eighth petal, let's be grateful for all the blessings that we get from our ancestors, from our parents, from our elders, from our angels, from our guardians, from our masters, from our teachers and our gurus, in this plane or the other, in this dimension or the other, in this realm or the other. How wonderfully blessed each one of us is, whether we are knowing or not knowing. As you open the ninth petal, let's be so grateful for all that is there in our family. So many blessings to count. Maybe the love, maybe the empathy, maybe the compassion, maybe the ambition, maybe the fulfillment, maybe some kind of achievement. It could be with our children, with our parents, with our partners, with anybody around us. Let's celebrate that beautiful accomplishment. And finally, when we open the 10th blessing, 10th petal today, let's count the blessing with what we store in our heart, which is dear to us. Whatever one magical thing that's happened in your life today, let's acknowledge that and be grateful. Now I would request everyone to bring their hands folded next to your heart, like in a Namaste Mudra. And just be so grateful for all the divine blessings, for this wonderful session, for a beautiful day coming to an end, with the hope and the promise of a new day tomorrow. New day with a new ray, with new hope. Let's expand our hands, open them as if we are blessing. Let each one of us be the channel for blessings for someone today. Let each one of us bless far and wide, known and unknown, knowing that whatever we give out, we get so much more back. So when we give blessings out, we receive so many more blessings. So let's be blessed. Now you can rub your hands together, feel the warmth, the connection, and bless your beautiful eyes, your wonderful head, your face, your wonderful neck, shoulders, arms, front and back, up till your fingers. Turn them around. Bless your beautiful hands, your upper back, middle back, lower back, your wonderful chest, diaphragm, your heart, all your body, your organs inside, liver, kidneys, gallbladders, digestive system, your abdomen, and your wonderful legs, front and back, your knee, front and back, calves, front and back, ankles, your feet, the soles. And gently open your eyes. And it's time for us to say good night. So lots of love, lots of light, sleep tight, and I'm going to see you again tomorrow evening at 9. Thank you for sharing the sacred space. Thank you, thank you, thank you.